Thank you very much for joining us for another exciting edition of the Lunchtime Cafe. My name is Marco Kwakoze. We do appreciate the fact that you've chosen channel 274 on DSTV, channel 106 on Topstar, and of course channel 25 on GoTV. This is a Camnet television. We do appreciate your support. Now, we are also live on our YouTube channel, which is Camnet TV, and not forgetting our Facebook page, which is also Camnet TV. So that's those are the platforms you can catch these programs on live as we are bringing you exciting stories that are happening around the country just now, as our reporters are busy giving us updates on what they are working on. We'll be giving you those stories in the Emerging Stories segment. But before we go to the Emerging Stories segment, how about starting with refreshing our memories, looking at where we have come from in what we call the Forgotten Stories segment. Now, this segment, we bring to you stories that happened a few years back on this very day, the 26th of September, what happened in 2021 and in 2020 on this particular day. Those are some of the stories that we are going to be showing you on this very segment. Now, let's quickly get into those particular stories and see what we have prepared for you just to refresh our memories in our Forgotten Stories segment.
Public health is one of the key functions in the governance structure, which falls under the local authority as seen from the activities done around the city. Public health practitioners have been instrumental in curbing the spread of diseases and prevention, especially now in the fight against COVID-19. Saturday, the public health practitioners commemorated World Environmental Day by cleaning some parts of the city. Lusaka Town Clerk Alex Mwansa was part of the commemorations, and he expressed gratitude at the efforts public health inspectors have put in, especially in the fight against COVID-19.
The environmental health profession is relevant, and we must recognize that. In fact, it is one of our key functions as Lusaka City Council, and always actively involved in terms of activities to prevent pandemics like the COVID-19 and other diseases in the country or within Lusaka district, to be specific. I take this opportunity to appreciate all the environmental health practitioners, health inspectors in the country for their commitment, hard work, and dedication by actively getting involved in COVID prevention and control activities. As one of frontline health workers working collaboratively with other frontline health workers, the health inspectors have been involved in different activities, but not limited to disinfection and cleaning of public places, as you shall witness here today. Enforcement activities in public places, health education, and sensitization programs. Port health services that included screening, disinfection, and education, amongst other activities. I'm sure everyone have seen they have been very visible.
The practitioners took time to clean, disinfect, distribute face masks, and carry out a health education exercise at intercity bus terminals as a way of celebrating the day. The Zambia Institute of Environmental Health President Chishimba Kennedy reaffirmed the role in disease prevention.
Intervention in the control of disease pandemic. So it's a day that environmental practitioners all over the world, and particularly here in Zambia, are celebrating the works that the health inspectors, the environmental technologists, the environmental health officers, sanitation officers, environmental health specialists, to name a few, that we're celebrating their hard work, have been very, very committed towards disease pandemic, and during the COVID-19, they have been instrumental. They have been part of the frontline health workers. Yeah. So what you're seeing here is that we have come different stakeholders, trying to make sure that we clean up the market. We're in intercity bus terminals. It has been so successful. We started around 04:30 doing the cleanups, and what is now happening is the disinfection. So we're really trying to showcase what the health inspectors, environmental practitioners do from their various work premises. It's a very important day for us because our profession anchors on the 5 pillars of occupational health and safety. We also look at food safety issues. We look at environmental pollution control. We also look at
This year's World Environmental Health Day is being commemorated under the theme Environmental Health, a Key Public Intervention in Disease Pandemic Prevention. Sharon Kalimbula, Camnet News, Lusaka.
Christine Chanda thought she had met the love of her life, but all turned ways when the man she called her husband for almost 2 years duped her 20,000 kwacha. Chanda, a mother of 3 who lives in Kanyama compound, now seeks for help from well-wishers after her husband vanished with the alleged 20,000 kwacha, which was meant for business. She narrates that with effort to make a better life for their children, her husband, whom she had known for almost 2 years, suggested that they do business together, but after giving him the 20,000 kwacha, he left for a business trip and never came back.
Waleta business ya kushitisha rice. Walesenda Masaka ndeleta kuno Lusaka. Kufuma kasama twakukire mu November pa 27 November kuisa kuno Lusaka. Twasongere nganda. Twaikerefe na bena mu December na January basalanda chawa na ku business. Foba fumine panganda basenda nempia baya nishindi nefumo lya mwana kuya kwabo bayishire bwera kofie mu January bayikerefe 2 days balanda chandi mumpanga nishitama tabandeka olotumbushi tukesese ndakasumbalesa so naya nachafenyise mimone kofo mwabuka kofine efyo baya ganatuma foni basuka ushikubarefu abalasuka muri kuisa bakubepa yondi ukwaso amba mure tontonkanyeishi mure bwera rirari yondi nokuisa balankave kolupia yo chilishani fofino fo banchita.
What began as a storybook romance of a married couple has turned into a real-life nightmare when the man she called her husband left her for more than 9 months.
Kwamba January nare yako Soweto ndeshitishani shindi nefumo nare fobola fefira kuba nandi kana fobola kona ashitisha tulesanga mwefi yakudanenga ndande sonke after na papa nare kana yako Soweto fumodi yakula mpaka na papa kufumopo na ikarira na bena tabamoneka nenganda tatwasomkera nomba yakumana na 4 months kwa block sonkere nganda milire nero twadia nero feta tulire abakwale sanga batupera ko twadia kata batupere tatwadie tulekala fo kutulo ruchero mpaka ka treno afya meshina bana.
The victim is now appealing to all well-wishers for financial assistance so that she may be able to start up a business and provide for her family.
Abena babika pia shabu pia fesha ndishari kumeni 20,000 bafuirisho banga fuirishe ko capital nempia na pera banganda pantunga na pera bangande mpia ndefuma munganda ile adura batusonkerere nishina kwata capital nganambo kushitisha ndefu akanganda kaningire kuti rankala kwanisha kala mpero umuntu nishini kwata capital ndeshitisha ebo afirisho wandi nderomba ku bantu.
Miriam Kaimba reporting for Camnet TV News in Lusaka. were the celebrations graced by the two opposition political parties agreed to form an alliance ahead of the 2021 general elections. Women from both the National Democratic Congress and the United Party for National Development came together this morning with the goal of forming a woman alliance for both political parties.
We have taken this alliance to another level, especially as women. Yes. Women of UPND and NDC have taken this alliance to another level. Yes. Starting from today, this is just a sample, a small sample. Yes. We'll be meeting. We'll be meeting every day. We'll be meeting on provincial level, district level, constituency level. We'll be meeting as women. Because us as women are the backbone of this alliance. Amen. People are saying that alliances doesn't work. Those alliances were those, but this is another. And our appeal to President Hakainde Hichilema and President CK, we are appealing to them as women that they should show the Zambian people that the alliance is going to work in 2021. We want change. Women of Zambia want change.
The event was addressed by representatives from both the NDC and the UPND.
And in Kenya Alliance, kambiri bamatuma ma structures, papa ground bamatuma pama district, pama constituency, pama ward bamafunsa alliance itisebenza bwanji tizashita bwanji. And it's one of the reasons yeta itanira ino meeting aini kukuza ni bonse chalo chonse chakwerati alliance mwidiri pamwamba kukosa na pansi lingiro kukosa kuchirapo mwimbe sasa nkaniyo 27 pamozi as alliance because tikankala lezi aba bantu 2021 azatibera titambako simwamene kopano kimata kopano kimata. Unit is a strength. That's why we are here with the NDC, and we know that we have an alliance with other people, other freedom fighters, other freedom fighter parties that are in the alliance with the UPND, so that we liberate this country once again. Because right now, this country has become an imprisonment. It has become Egypt.
The two political parties have agreed to work together in restoring fundamental human rights, liberties and freedom, which they claim has been eroded by the current government. Miriam Kemba, reporting for Camnet TV News in Lusaka.
A few years back, Makeni Villa quickly sprung up as a residential area, and those with deep pockets scrambled for the parcel of land and quickly built houses. They were connected to the national electricity grid and started paying for the service. After they were comfortably settled and acquired tenants and built shops and having a steady income, in 2016, a man appeared from nowhere and claimed he owned the parcel of land they had built their houses on. The matter was taken to court and the landlords stopped paying for electricity service awaiting court ruling. However, their honeymoon of free electricity recently came to an end after ZESCO allegedly moved in and cut power supply by removing service cables to over 1,000 households.
Land yali in question because yali court. So ZESCO balishire ingiramu. Bazesco balishire ingiramu nokwisa teba tufire twaleko kushita malaiti bapoka pa first bapoka ni ntambo. Then after babwera ku ZESCO bazesco futi baisa babwera baisa batwashire ntambo. So from 2016 area yonzo kufuma ku road about 1,000 houses so tatushita malaiti from 2016. up to last year December bazesco balisa bwera tawe ifintu chonse natuchita legalize teni mwambo kuchita malaiti baisa yambya mayanda yambi balisa bika mu tuma prepaid basa ndati momwe bashikweta ma prepaid chitena apply we applied twatwala kuzesco kulya inenga ninewo quotation yandi alifumile yasa afumati meter separation basa ndatawe ingande yenu ilefa ikamwambe fe 1 not meter separation na form nama numbers ninkwata na kuzesco nali ande chita follow up banje ba mukese ko mailo mukese ko after 2 weeks mukese ko after shan nama papers ninkwata but kusadda wa last week Tuesday bazesco baisa nokusaputula we tried to explain bonse na quotations not kwata abengi bali kwata ma quotations but bazesco tabale umfefe bonse bali tuputwira malaiti nomba to ala chitashan cause if te problem yes ni problem ya bazesco te problem yes if we are ready to pay tatulekana chitechi tulipira malaiti tufirefe tualipira cause LOA aliko just because bali shile tuchita inconvenience pa first from 2016 so it's not our problem ni problem ya bazesco
awe setidanda ola tabe ma shops uko batishita affect business sibana tipase notice kuti bashita bwanji babozi mama light so that vintu vatu tishite bwanji tinkala we kuti babozi mama light mwaona so batishita affect business siyenda mwaona bezofunika batipasa notice kuti bafuna ovala then manje tachosamo vija vintu va malaiti mwaona so tipapata shuwa tiyanganileni mutiyanganile mwe bantu chaneteze okuvoterani mwe bantu nikutiyanganira te bantu bovutika mwaona
nankala tinali kugula malaiti after vabwera manje vamene vachundu vapwanya mpaka tinachita bwanji mpaka tinarwisha mpaka baeriza vanabwera kulwisha venango ndalama zinawonongeka kuti tichite za kwa loya so apo kunkala after manje vakamba kuti mataito yazachoka niye pamene anabwera kuti segulira malaiti kupeza nthambo zinango vazesco babwera bajuva kuwafunsa nga izi nthambo siziyaka chifukwa chachiyani ati iyayi amene ili pa system ni imozi.
Tito Kalama, Camnet News.
So those are some of the stories that we picked for you, just to remind you of where we are coming from. That is a segment that we call the Forgotten Stories segment. Now let's move on. Let's get into what is happening now, and this is what we call the Emerging Stories segment. And we start with a story from the Minister of Education, which says Education Minister Douglas Siagalima has announced that the Ministry of Education, working together with the Examinations Council of Zambia, has completed the processing of results of the 2023 external examinations. Let's have a look at this.
To you, the media, that the Ministry of Education, working with the Examination Council of Zambia, has completed processing the results for the 2023 Junior Secondary External, which is grade 9 external, and General Certificate of Education examinations. With this development, allow me now to present the results of the nation. 2023 Junior Secondary External Examination results. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, a total of 136,907 candidates registered for the 2023 Junior Secondary External Examination. These include 62,748, which represents 45.83% boys, and 74,159, which represents 54.17% as girls. Of the registered candidates, a total of 128,136, representing 93.3%, sat the examination. Of the candidates who sat the examination, 42,111, representing 32.8%, sat for 6 or more subjects. Further, 8,771 candidates, representing 6.41%, were absent from the 2023 Junior Secondary External Examination. These included 4,223 boys and 4,548 girls. The 2023 absenteeism rate represented a decrease by 1.2 percentage points from 7.61% recorded in 2022. Out of the 158,136 candidates that sat the examination, 103,276, representing 80.60%, passed in at least one subject, while 24,860, representing 19.40%, failed the examination. When compared to 2022, the pass rate declined by 4.62 percentage points.
Thank you very much. So that is one of the stories that we expect to see tonight at exactly 19:30 during our main news. But we still have some more. The other one says Kavi Institute of Clinical Research Director Professor Omo Anzara has underscored that scientists are exploring the aspect of broadly neutralizing antibodies towards combating HIV in the wake of difficulties to find a vaccine for the disease. Now, broadly neutralizing HIV-1 antibodies, neutralizing antibodies that neutralize multiple HIV viral strains. Now, the Kenyan-based researcher says most studies are at the infant stage, but expressed optimism that progress will be attained. Dr. Anzala is however concerned that people are talking less about HIV despite it being a public health burden in the continent.
That HIV has not gone away, but the difficulties we are going through now, we are talking less and less about HIV. We need to up our game so that we still communicate that HIV has not gone away. Secondly, there are now quite a multiplicity of HIV prevention strategies that are available. And again, we need to communicate these strategies to the public so that they know where to get these commodities and how to access these commodities, and to ensure that we also communicate behavior change so that these commodities can be used. Issues of prevention of, mother to child, issues of early testing, issues of ensuring that you are put on treatment as early as possible, issues of regular screening just to be able to know your viral load so that you can actually be managed adequately. Now, the studies that were going on that were looking at HIV vaccines, a number of them that were in phase 2 and phase 2B actually concluded last year, but majority of them didn't show any meaningful efficacy, meaning that the products were safe, but they were not products that can actually be moved to phase 3 to begin to look at issues of prevention. So we as scientists globally are looking at new strategies of ensuring that we relook at what we are calling broadly neutralizing antibodies. These are new approaches that we want to actually be able to do, and a number of those products are now either in animal studies or some of them have actually reached phase 1. So that approach of experimental medicine, where we want to look at new approaches of collecting blood, new approaches of assessing quickly whether the product is eliciting the right kind of broadly neutralizing antibodies, is what we are actually going through.
In other news, Luena constituency member of parliament Mubita Anakoka has backed President Hakainde Hichilema's bid that members of parliament should belong to local councils in order to enhance this decentralization. Now, during the official opening of the 13th session of Parliament, President Hakainde Hichilema directed that Minister of Local Government and Rural Development to make legislative arrangements which will pave way for all members of Parliament to belong to local councils. Mr. Anakoka says this is key as it will enhance the voices of members of Parliament on administration of the Constituency Development Fund, CDF. Another story that is expected to make the 19 hours news says the government through the Ministry of Health has procured X-ray and CT scan machines for all district hospitals in the country. Now, outgoing Ministry of Information and Media Director spokesperson Tabo Kawana says the equipment procured is expected to arrive in the country next month for onward distribution to district hospitals countrywide. Now, speaking when he toured Kazungula District Hospital, Mr. Kawana said that the new Dawn government wants to ensure that people receive good quality medical services regardless of their location. Meanwhile, Kazungula District Hospital Acting Medical Officer in charge, Dr. Joseph Musukila, said the increment in grants given to health facilities has enabled the institution to meet its operational costs. Dr. Musukila disclosed that the hospital has 95% availability of essential drugs.
I also want to take the opportunity to inform you, and through you, all the health facilities in this country, that your Ministry of Health has actually already procured a whole lot of X-ray machines and CT scans, and all district hospitals will be equipped with brand new.
Percentage of essential drugs about 95%. The other contributing factors, we also have MIMA in place. We're also supplementing the funds from MIMA as well. The other unit that I want to talk about as well is our lab unit. Our lab unit, we never used to do chemistry investigations, especially last year. Now this year, we received the consignment from ZAMSA, which is the mini deal, which is a reagent for a full blood count machine. So that consignment we received, it's a lot enough that it can cater for us for a year.
Thank you very much. And lastly, on this segment, the Zambia Motorsport Association says it is disappointed by some of its senior officials who have rushed to the media to condemn its leadership. ZMSA President Sam Chingambu says no matter how aggrieved members are, there is need to follow right procedure in registering their grievances. Let's have a look at this.
You see, as ZMSA, we've really been shocked with the behavior of some of our officials. I think the guidelines and regulations of the Constitution of ZMSA is very clear. When you have a problem, when you have an issue, like any other sporting discipline, you need to engage your club, you need to engage your mother body, you don't rush to the media. We received a letter from Ndola Motorsports Club raising these issues of the AGM and so on, which was tabled to the executive. Say, guys, this is what has been written, and let's see. We convened an executive meeting to discuss this issue, you know, to see how best we can handle it. The following day, the paper was awash with the same issue which we were handling as ZMSA. I mean, how do you operate like that? First of all, even when you go to court with your case, Sandra has offended me and I'm suing her. The matter is in court, it has not been heard. Tomorrow I go to the press, start talking about these issues. What does the court do? What do they do? You are cited for contempt. You know? So we are shocked that a letter that we are supposed to resolve as a family and call our colleagues we discuss. This same letter, people were already talking about the letter in the press. For me, that is sad. That is extremely very unfortunate. And as ZMSA say, we cannot tolerate that. You know, we are an institution. You are not dealing with Sam, you are not dealing with Marco, you are not dealing with Fixer. No, you are dealing with an institution which is ZMSA. Let's respect the procedures. Period. Let's respect authority. Even if I'm not there, somebody else will come in there. Is that the way you want to treat them?
So those are some of the stories that we expect to see in the main news bulletin at exactly 19:30 this evening. So do make sure that you are tuned to channel 274 on DSTV, channel 25 on GoTV, and of course channel 106 on Topstar, so that you watch our main news bulletin. Also remember that we broadcast live on our Facebook page, which is Camnet TV, and also YouTube channel, which is also Camnet TV. You can catch us live. You can catch our menus live on those particular channels. On that note, we come to the end of today's lunch cafe. Don't forget to join us again tomorrow as we bring to you another exciting program. On behalf of the entire production team, have a blessed afternoon.